Robert, the other one that I liked was Gibbs, which was the class action complaint about, well, this is the one about, yeah, ticket, arrest, tow. So you got to explain this. We're in what state? We're in Jackson Police Department. So it's
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Robert, explain what's going on with this, the ticket and tow, and what is meant by ticket and tow.
So what Jackson has decided to do, which a lot of governments have tried over the years, is to use the roadblock exception to the Fourth Amendment to basically massively violate Fourth Amendment rights. Because what a roadblock, as long as it's limited in purpose and limited in its intrusion, roadblocks can be constitutional under the Fourth Amendment. I've never been a big fan of that. I've always found that wrong, but it's still a limited exception to the Fourth Amendment. It cannot be used for general criminal. It cannot be used as a general protocol. So you can put up if you have a certain area of the city that has a history of DUI problems, between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., you can oppose a roadblock in that particular area for the sole limited purposes of seeing who's drunk. What you can't do is use it to just search cars randomly, search people randomly, do it, etc. But that's not what they're doing. They're putting them up in disproportionately lower income neighborhoods, disproportionately African-American neighborhoods, and blue collar neighborhoods. And they're doing it for the purposes of ticketing people, seeing whether there's, is there a license issue, insurance issue, registration issue, and then using it to search their property, search their cars for broad purposes, and then often towing their cars on the spot. So one problem is that the whole ticket and tow process that disproportionately falls on blue collar people. And then the second problem is this is a massive Fourth Amendment violation. They've even admitted that their purpose is to limit the amount of crime in particular areas. But you can't just throw out the Fourth Amendment as the way to do it. And that's what the city of Jackson appears to be doing. So a class action suit has been brought to stop it. This is a problem in many jurisdictions across the country where police forces they hear roadblock, exception to Fourth Amendment, and they think they can do it for any purpose when that's never been the case. The roadblock itself has to be limited to a limited purpose that's permitted under the Fourth Amendment. Broad searches are not. Ticket and tow is not. Criminal investigations broadly done is not. Reducing crime in a particular area is not. So these are Fourth Amendment mass violations taking place in Jackson, Mississippi. No surprise in Mississippi.
But if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. How do you respond to that?
Yes, exactly. I always tell people, if you feel that way, let me put some cameras in your bedroom. Make sure you're not up to anything you're not supposed to be.
Oy, classic. Okay, what else do we got before we have to wind up?
Those were the main highlighted cases of the week.
Let me see here. I'm going to bring one up here. Oh, no, Robert. The from Ken Paxton from Texas as to whether or not
the Texas Attorney General issued an opinion that said medical interventions in children for the purposes of promotion of trans identity purposes or gender identity purposes constitutes child abuse under the existing medical and scientific evidence that exists. So many people dispute that. That's going to be controversial. I won't go into too much detail because of the YouTube issues, but we'll put up the Texas Attorney General opinion so you can read it for yourself at vivabarneslaw.locals.com.